Which flower is associated with Northern Ireland? The daffodil, the thistle, the shamrock, or the rose? The last battle between Britain and France was the Battle of Waterloo. True or false? £100 is the highest value note in circulation in the UK. True or false? Where is the Lake District National Park located? Scotland, Wales, England, or Northern Ireland? Which two responsibilities will you have as a British citizen? To buy food locally? To volunteer in a community project at least once a year? To look after yourself and your family? Or to respect the rights of others, including their right to their own opinions? Who was born in Stratford-upon-Avon? Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, William Shakespeare, or Thomas Hardy? Why is 1928 an important year in women's voting history? Women were given the right to vote at the age of 18, the same as men. Women were given the right to vote at the age of 25. Women were given the right to vote at the age of 30. Or women were given the right to vote at the age of 21, the same as men. What does Hogmanay refer to? Christmas Day in Wales, New Year's Eve in Scotland, Christmas Day in Scotland, or New Year's Eve in Wales? What is the capital city of Northern Ireland? Cork, Edinburgh, Belfast, or Dublin? Which of the following wars took place between 1899 and 1902 in South Africa? The 100 Years' War, the Boer War, the First World War, or the Crimean War? Northern Ireland uses a system called individual registration, and all those entitled to vote must complete their own registration form. True or false? Which two of the following policies are not controlled by the devolved administrations? Health, education, defence, or immigration? How old do citizens of the UK, the Irish Republic, or the Commonwealth have to be to stand for public office? 18, 21, 16, or 25? How did the government promote policies of free trade during the Victorian age? Abolishing a number of taxes on imported goods, abolishing the exportation of local produce, preventing the importation of cheap raw materials, or preventing the importation of cheap grain. Who was Admiral Nelson? One of the tribal leaders who fought against the Romans, a British officer in charge of the British Army at the Battle of Waterloo, a British general who established the authority of the English Parliament, or a British officer in charge of the British fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar against the Spanish fleet? During the Middle Ages, who were the serfs? Peasants who had a small area of their lord's agricultural land, soldiers who fought at the Battle of Trafalgar, noblemen who formed part of the King's Council of Advisers, or a group of skilled people from Holland who came to England during the Middle Ages. Which invention led to the rapid development of industry in Britain during the 18th and 19th centuries? The radar, steam power, the jet engine, or the Turing machine? MPs can only be contacted by post. True or false? What movement challenged the authority of the Pope? The Swinging Sixties, the Reformation, the Suffragettes, or the Enlightenment? What English king introduced the Domesday Book? King Henry V, King Henry IV, William the Conqueror, or Harold the Saxon King of England? What did the Butler Act introduce in 1944? Free primary education in England, Wales and Scotland, free university fees in England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, free primary and secondary education in England, Wales and Scotland, or free secondary education in England and Wales? What is the small claims procedure? An informal way of helping people to settle minor disputes without spending a lot of time and money using a lawyer, or a procedure that helps people to make small home insurance claims in certain circumstances? What building was constructed in Hyde Park to hold the Great Exhibition of 1851? The Crystal Palace, Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, or Apsley House? Who was Florence Nightingale? An economist, a painter, a nurse, or a poet?